Now you have your items together that you want to consign, and you have all your supplies. Now what do you do next? Well, the next step is putting your items in on our online system. This is what gets a lot of people. They think it's going to be complicated. They think, oh, I'm not great on the computer. I don't know how to use a computer well. This is going to be really hard. It's actually not. It's actually quite easy. We make it quite user-friendly. A lot of just clicking on boxes and choosing the category. It's quite simple. I made a video of putting an item in online and then showing you exactly how easy it is, what to click, where to click, and all that kind of stuff. So let's take a moment to watch this video to show you how to put an item in online. Hello, today I'm going to show you how to log on to the website and input your items that you are wanting to sell at the next event. Here we are at the website, and you will notice up at the top there is two big buttons. We're going to click on the one that says Consignor Login. On the next screen, it shows us the deadline to have our items in. Please make sure you note the deadline, and remember that you can print tags after the deadline, but you cannot put any new items in to sell after the deadline. I'm going to click on the Consignor Login link. Now it is asking for my consignor number and my password. You should have created a password when you registered. That will be the password you are going to use. After I log on, it's going to bring me to the Consignor homepage. And here you're going to see different links to use. And I'm going to choose the link on the left side that says Work with Consigned Inventory. So I'm going to click on that link. And now it is bringing me to another screen. If I have consigned in the past, I may have inventory still in the system. Those items would be classified as inactive inventory. If you wish to sell those items again and they already have the tags on them from the past sale, you can click on this link to activate them. But today I'm going to show you how to put in a new item. So this very top link, Work with My Consigned Items, is where I add items that I want to sell. So I'm going to click on this top link. And this is the screen that I'm actually going to use to enter my items. I have a category, I have size, description line, a place for the price, and a box for check to discount or checks to donate. So let's actually input an item here. Let's choose a category. I am going to put in an article of clothing, girls' clothing. Now I need to choose a size. I have all different sizes here. I'm going to put in one that is a size 2T. Now in the description line, I need to put in something about the item. The more description you give, the better chance we are going to have to find your item in the system if your tag falls off. If the tag for some reason falls off your item and someone wishes to purchase it and we can't find the tag, we can search the inventory by the description line. So if you just put in shirt, we're not going to be able to find the tag. But if you are more descriptive and say it is an Old Navy tan shirt. And then if I need more room, I could go on the bottom and I could say with flowers. With that kind of description, the chances of us finding your item in inventory is going to be high. Now next is my price. It needs to be at least $1. and you can go in increments of 50 cents. So I'm going to say I want $2 for this Old Navy shirt. Here it says quantity. You are not usually going to mess with this button unless you have identical items. Say I had two twin girls and they both had the exact same shirt and I'm selling both of those shirts. I could change the quantity to 2 and it would make 2 of these items appear in my inventory. But if I don't have that, most people are going to have multiple of the same item. I'm going to leave the quantity at 1. Now it's going to ask me, do I want this to go discount on the last day? If you do, you need to check the box. I'm going to say yes, I want it to discount. Next is, do I want it to be donated at the end? Or am I going to come back and pick this item up if it doesn't sell? I'm going to check that I do want it to be donated. I don't want it back. Now I'm going to hit submit. And I will scroll down and I'll show you down here at the bottom it has my Old Navy shirt listed in the system. Okay, so let's put in another item. This time let's put in a puzzle. And I don't need a size for a puzzle, so I'm going to put leave blank. Now I'm going to put in my description. I have a Melissa and Doug, and it's a car sound puzzle. Alright, and now I want $3 for this puzzle. And I want it to go discount, but this one I want to uncheck the donate. I want this puzzle back if it doesn't sell. So I'm going to uncheck that and hit submit. And then down at the bottom you can see that my puzzle is now listed down in my inventory. Also note that down at the bottom it's just going to show the last 5 items that you have inputted. If you want to see all of your items, up here at the top there is a little box you can check to display all the items. So if I wanted to see all, I could click that box. But I'm good for just seeing the 5 for now. Alright, as I'm looking at the last 5 items I've inputted, I noticed, I made a mistake on the girl's shirt. It's not a size 2T, it's a size 3T. Well, let's edit that item. So I'm going to go here to the edit. And as you scroll down, it gives me a place where I can now edit this. I'm going to change the size and change it to a size 3T. I don't need to edit the price or anything else. Now I'm going to hit update this item. And as you can see, now it is updated and the size is now correct. Alright, so I can keep inputting items. And when I am done inputting items, if I need to take a break or I'm just finished, there's a button here. It says, I'm finished for now. So I'm going to click on this button. And it brings me back to the consigner screen. And please note, you don't have to put all your inventory in at once. You can do a little bit here and a little bit there. If you want to sit down and just put in your toy items one day, then you can come back 2 days, 3 days, a week later, whatever time, and put in maybe your shoes that you want to sell. So you can do it a little bit by little bit, or some people like to prefer to do it all at once. It's totally up to you which way you want to do it. So now let's say I'm ready to print my tags. I've done putting in my items, I'm ready to print. Here you can see it says print tags, and I have 3 choices. I can print all my tags at once, or maybe I've already printed some tags and I just need to print a few tags that I haven't printed yet. Then I can click the print selected tags and I would choose which ones I need to print. And then this one here is print all tags as a PDF. So that would open in a new window for me to print through Adobe. Alright, And also note here it says you need to have your disable your pop-up blockers, because what's going to happen is your tags are going to open up in a new window for you to print from. And if you have a pop-up blocker, it is going to stop that window from opening and you won't be able to print. So I'm going to say I'm going to print all my tags. I'm going to click this link right here. And here are all my tags that opened up in a new window. And I can scroll down. They print 6 to a page. And there are all my tags that I need to print. And I would just go to print. And then hit print again, and my tags would print. Now when you are printing your tags, please make sure you're not printing on the highest setting. What happens is when you print on the highest setting, especially with an inkjet printer, that inkjet printer will put out a lot of ink to make it high quality. And when you get those barcodes and those little spaces between the lines, it puts out too much ink and the barcode becomes unreadable by our scanners. So it's best to choose just a normal print setting, not the draft setting, that would be too light, but just a normal print setting. That way it won't print the barcode too dark for our scanners. And it needs to be printed on cardstock paper. The reason for that is the cardstock is a thicker paper and it will prevent it from the tag from coming off, especially the clothing. When you're safety pinning it on, if you use regular paper, it's easier for the tag to tear and get lost from the item. The cardstock paper is going to be thicker and the tag is more likely to stay on the item. So then I would just print my tags, and once they're printed, I'm just going to cut them apart and put them on my items, and then all I need to do is bring them into the sale. Okay, so that was how you put an item in on our online system. Alright, so now let's talk about some tips to selling your items. How to get the most out of your items that you want to sell. So let's first talk about how your items, cleaning your items. Make sure your items are clean. Make sure there's no pet dander or smoke smells on them, or they're just clean, so your clothing doesn't have stains on it or different things like that. You're looking at your clothing. Make sure it doesn't have stains, there's no missing buttons, stuff like that on the clothing. Toys. Simply just take a moment, get a Clorox wipe, and wipe down a toy, especially maybe one that your kid rode outside or something like that. Just wipe it down and just kind of get some of the dust and dirt off of it and stuff. That's going to help it sell better. And then also, let's think about how we're presenting the item. Is it visually appealing when we present the item? Are all the things that we're putting in a Ziploc bag to sell together, can the people see the items in the Ziploc bag? Especially socks. If you have socks that you're going to sell, if you turn them all inside out to put the pairs together and they're all just balled up like that, then it's harder to see. So it's better to kind of match them up and just put them side by side, maybe just turning the cuff so they can see the sock better, so they can see the patterns on the sock or the colors on the sock better. Or maybe parts to a toy. Maybe you have a car set and it's got little parts and you're putting the parts in a Ziploc bag. Just make sure that everything can be seen and everyone, so they know all the parts are there. So think about that. And then think about on your clothing, the buttons and the zippers, button those buttons and zip up the zippers. If you have a dress that makes ties in the back, tie the bow on the dress. things like that are going to make it more visually appealing to the shopper. So when they see it on there, they can look at the item, see that all the buttons are there, see that the zipper works, see that it has a tie, and see that all the snaps on a onesie is working. It just makes it more visually appealing, and it also makes that shopper see that everything is there that needs to be there and it's working. So that will help. Alright, then we're price things to sell. And when I say price things to sell, I'm not saying that everything has to be $1. It doesn't have to be cheap. Cheap doesn't always mean that you have to sell it so cheap that, it just, we recommend that you do 30% of retail price. So if you bought something that cost $10, about $3 is what we recommend you would sell that item for. So that is the general rule of thumb. Again, some things, like your bigger baby equipment and furniture, you can do a little bit more than 30% and still be okay. But the good rule of thumb to follow when you're pricing your item is about 30% of the retail price. If you don't know what you paid for it, or it was a gift, just simply Google it. Go to Target.com, Walmart.com, some of the other stores, Sears, JCPenney's, and just look at an item that's similar to yours or the exact item and see what they're selling for, and then go about 30% of that. And that's going to be a good rule of thumb, and it's going to help you sell most of your items if you follow that rule of thumb. And then consider marking your items to discount. On Sunday is discount day, and people that come in on Sunday are there looking for a good deal. And if your item's still left on Sunday, if you don't have it marked for discount, the chances of it selling on Sunday are slim, because again, those people are looking for those discount deals. So consider going ahead and letting it go for discounts. Better to get something rather than nothing. So go ahead and mark it for discount. Again, there might be those items that you really just don't want it to go discount. You want to have it back if it doesn't sell. You want to keep it or whatever. Then those items, are those exceptions to those items that you may not want to discount. But generally, we do recommend that you mark your items for discount. And then check your items for recalls. It's hard to keep up with all the recalls, some that come through. A good idea is when you do get a new item in, especially the baby equipment, strollers, high chairs, car seats, is you register them online to get those notifications that a recall has come out. But recalls come out on more than just baby equipment. Sometimes it comes out on clothing and on toys, and all kinds of things can have a recall. A good website for recalls is WeMakeItSafer.com. This is a great website. It has a place on there that you can go and you can put in all your items, and they will keep track of the recalls for you and email you when a recall comes out. So it's a great way. That way you don't have to go to all the different manufacturer websites and put in your information. You can go to one website, put it all in, and they keep track of it all. And they also have a place on their website to do a search for an item. You can search by category, you can search by model number, you can do all different kinds of searches, and it will show you the recalls for those type of items.